Hey guys, Nick Karowski here with Evolution Health and Fitness, where I show you how to increase energy, gain strength, and discover freedom. And today, I have a bunch of stuff in front of me. I want to show you how I make my favorite kind of tea. Now, there are plenty of different teas out there, and I have a bunch of them here. What do we have? We have some yerba mate, one that I'm a very big fan of. I use all of these actually. I rotate between them. I have a nice organic green tea here. Actually, just thinking about it, I have another black tea up in the cupboard. Here's a Tulsi tea, also known as holy basil. But my number one favorite is rooibos. It's an African red tea, and for those of you who are sensitive to caffeine, anything like that, this can be very nice because very almost sweet flavor to it, but it's not harsh at all. Like some of the blacks, some of the greens, they can be a little bit stronger. This is much lighter, similar more to the yerba mate, I would say. But no caffeine, caffeine free, but great energy from it. Just feels very nice and a great flavor. So I'm going to show you first how I make it, and then sometimes what some of the additions are that I make to it. I'm not going to necessarily add all of them in, but I want to show you some options, and there are plenty more, believe me. So what I do, I like to use just glass jar here, but I have also something that I am able to put my tea into. I just actually pour out a little bit. For here, it's probably, I use loose leaf. So if you're doing this, like I'm doing a quart here or so, so you're going to probably want 2 bags for that. I put in here about 2 tablespoons or so. I've just kind of started learning to eyeball it, how much I want. And I actually just have my hot water over here. And so I'm going to grab this, and then all I do is just pour it over top. You can see it's nice and hot there, nice and toasty, but just pour it in easy. And even as I'm pouring it through here, it turns very rich red color. It's just beautiful. So we're going to pour that on in. And again, I leave a little bit of space at the top because I am going to be adding stuff. Now, what I would usually do is then next I will cap this. Just use the lid that I would normally use, but here I want you to see. It's a very deep red, almost orange color, and it already is just giving off this incredible smell that I am just a huge fan of. Now, what I'll do is I forget how long. Like it gives you times usually. This one says steep 4 to 6 minutes. Others 2 to 3. Myself, I steep usually at least 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I like to steep it for a while. Just get everything extracted out of there. And what you can do, like same thing as a tea bag, you can run it up and down a little bit. But hey, that's starting to get nice and hot. So I'm going to just let that set. I won't touch it, like I said, at least 10, 15 minutes. And then just let it go. Then it's still hot enough so any of the stuff when I start to mix it in is good to go. First thing though that I usually start with, I still like to add some fat to it, either in the form of some grass-fed butter, this is some Kerrygold, or just some coconut oil. All organic here, good stuff. These are just my 2 favorites. Sometimes I add one, sometimes I add another, sometimes I add both. Again, it depends what I'm feeling, but for this, usually about 2 tablespoons, maybe 3 tablespoons of stuff that I'll add to that amount. If you're just making a little glass, a little cup, maybe just a tablespoon is good. But again, try it out. Find what you like. Find what flavors you like. That's what really is important because I like more just the coconut with this type of tea. Now, some of the others, I like the butter flavor. So something that you're going to want to try and play around with, see what works for you. One of the biggest things, though, that I really enjoy is adding some raw cacao to tea. I love the richness that it gives to it. Also adds that little bit of fat, so keeps my blood sugar stable as I'm eating it. But here, a lot of antioxidants, and with the tea especially, but everything here, loaded with antioxidants, a wide array of colors that you can also see in front of me. But the raw cacao, something I'm a big fan of adding here. I'm just starting off with some of the other spices though. Cinnamon and turmeric are probably the 2 that I use the most. Well, not true necessarily. I guess I use a lot of them, but cinnamon adds an awesome flavor though to it. Turmeric is a bit stronger, so you're gonna have to be aware when using that. Another thing that I add is actually cayenne. I love the little bit of kick with the sweetness of the tea. It just adds for a very nice complement and helps to actually really warm you up, feeling good. And sometimes I even use some cloves too. The ground cloves, they can just be a nice, just that, I love the aroma. Just love how that mixes in with the flavor. And speaking of with that, the flavor, the aroma, the vanilla too. This is something, this already has almost a bit of a vanilla flavor. So if you want to either enhance that or add it, infuse it into another one, that can be very nice too. Honey. Here I have from local apiarist, I believe it is, beekeeper, honey maker. And this is, I mean, hey, half hour from my house, really important because these bees then are harvesting everything. I mean, I look out the back here, I see that's where these bees are living. So they're getting all of the same pollens, everything that are in the air, which can actually help with allergies for a local area. If you get some honey from around the world, it's not going to have the same things that you locally need to help keep your immune system strong and vital. And that's why I like the raw, unprocessed. I mean, this, I mean, it's not really moving much. Like, it'll melt down into the tea, but nice, strong, rich, thick honey. You can't see through it or anything. So that's really good stuff. Some of the others, I still like some adaptogens once in a while. I use the ashwagandha root. Very nice to add. The maca, both of which add, to me, I think almost a nutty flavor, but really just keep me feeling vital, keep me feeling strong. The lucuma powder. This is one, it has a little bit of a sweeter, nutty flavor, I feel. And just another one that's a very good product to use. I feel it helps me recover. I feel very strong when using something like this. I use a little bit. I don't like to go overboard with any of the things that I use here because I like to stay very sensitive to them. And that's why I rotate through a wide variety. And also like stuff like camu camu, pomegranate. There are just many different things. You can even add different greens like spirulina or chlorella. I'll use those in my teas as well. And I have those just up in the cabinet here. So you have so many different options. And it's playing around with it, seeing combinations that you like, seeing how you feel. And that's what I encourage you to do. So, I mean, this has been brewing a little bit. It's still steaming. It's still hot. I'll give it a few minutes, see what I feel that I'm ready to add into my day, and take it from there. But I'm going to enjoy it. And I just like the fact of, hey, having that tea. This is my favorite one. I really enjoy tea. And spicing it up, adding a little flavor, giving me all of that vitality of all the things that are in front of me here. So now it's your turn to go out and give it a try.